Is that a tree?
No, Kitty, common mistake, but Nepal is actually a country. Let us tell you about it now. Luckily, we have our friend here. He's a local from Nepal.
Okay.
How do you like living in Nepal?
I love living in Nepal. Namaste.
So, Katie, where's Nepal located?
Well, if you take a look, Nepal is located here.
Wow.
And if you look closer,
it's right there. So, Katie, can you tell me about the population of Nepal?
sure, what would you like to know?
The population.
All right. The population of Nepal is 27.47 million as of 2012.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Not really.
The population growth is actually 1.74%. So, Katie, tell me, what's the government like in Nepal?
Well, the government is slightly communism like Russia. The Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal has traditionally maintained a non-allied policy and enjoys friendly relations with neighboring countries, especially India and China.
Wow, that's really interesting, Katie. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome, Catherine.
Wow, Katie, they sound really friendly over there.
They are. They have great relations with other countries.
Aww.
As of 2011, 81% of Nepal's population is Hindu. 9% is Buddhist, 4% is Muslim, 3% is Kyrant, and 1% is Christian. The other 0.9% follow either no religions or another religion.
Katie, don't forget to tell them they worship the cow.
That's right, Dane.
The cow is holy. The cow is holy. We worship the cow.
I'm sure you're probably wondering what the weather is like in Nepal. Nepal has 4 distinct seasons. December to February is its winter season and gets below 0. Spring is from March to May and is generally pretty warm. From June to August is monsoon season. How about the weather out there? You're probably wondering the history about Nepal. The Kingdom of Nepal was founded in 1768. Nepal was involved in a civil war from 1996 to 2006 between the Maoist rebels and the government forces. This war started by a communist party trying to dispose of the monarchy. In 2008, Nepal had their first election.
Water, one of the natural resources in Nepal.
Forests, soil, and land.
Minerals: copper, iron, mica, limestone.
Would you like to know when the first school in Nepal was built?
Yeah.
It was built in 1853.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, and did you also know the
No.
school they covered grades 1 through 5, and then 6 through 8, and then only 9th and 10th. Secondary level school is considered grades 11 and 12.
Wow. That's definitely different than the United States.
Sure is, Catherine.
And that makes me really appreciative to have the education system we have today and to be enrolled in Dr. Peterson's Plants and Society class.
Nepal is fairly poor by international standards. Disease prevalence is higher in Nepal than it is in any other South Asian country. About 60,000 people in Nepal have HIV.
Look over there.
We are coming to you live from the streets of Nepal.
Sir, are you alive? Are you okay?
I have a Band-Aid.
just a Band-Aid.
That is all. Over and out.
Some interesting facts about Nepal's diet is they like to eat their food with their hands. Example, they also rarely eat meat. That's why they worship the cow. So there's not very many beef eaters. And some of their most popular foods are rice, lentils, and veggies. When they eat in Nepal, they also like to eat in a joyful manner. Very joyful, Katie.
Cheers, Catherine.
They also have food crops such as rice, maize, wheat, millet, etc. Some of their cash crops include jute, sugarcane, tobacco, tea, coffee.
So, Catherine, tell me about the agriculture in Nepal.
Okay, Dane. So what would you like to know?
The agriculture?
Okay. Well, the agriculture is a major sector of the Nepalese economy, and the agriculture provides employment opportunities to nearly 66% of the population. Nearly 80% of the population depend on agriculture. In addition,
Did you also know that agriculture makes up 35% of their national GDP?
Nepal also has had difficulties trying to provide adequate food supply for citizens due to the limited access of improved seeds, new technologies, and market opportunities.
Wow, Catherine, thanks a lot.
This has been really educational, Dane.
All right.
So, Catherine, over 3 years has passed since a 10-year civil war between the state and Maoist rebels ended. But the country has been beset with political instability and weak governance, which analysis says is mostly due to constant feuding between Nepal's biggest political parties.
Wow.
Interesting, I know.
Nepal is a very poor country that relies heavily on agriculture as it accounts for 38% of its annual GDP and employs 80% of the population. Unfortunately, only 20% of the land is available for cultivation. This leaves no room for economic growth and forces other sectors to begin expanding.
There are a lot of organizations around campus that help you give back. Some of the ways you can help are donating lightly used clothing or canned foods.
One way to help Nepal is by volunteering. There are several ways you can get involved. Nepal is one of the poorest countries in the world, and volunteers are needed to work every day in different projects such as hospitals, orphanages, schools, and centers for disabled kids.
If neither of these options work for you, you can also go online to any organization and donate financially. To sum everything up, Nepal is a severe food deficit country struggling to recover from a 10-year civil war. With a GDP per capita of $470, Nepal is the poorest country in South Asia and the 13th poorest country in the world. Nearly 80% of the population works in the agricultural sector, accounting for 38% of the GDP. However, recent declines in agricultural production have depressed rural economies and increased widespread hunger and urban migration. We would like to say thank you for watching our presentation.
As the Nepalians would say,
Namaste. Yes, Saman.
yeah.
Dr. Peterson, in case you're wondering, our favorite rose is apricot nectar.